made it one time, and I really thought it was nice.
Like they end up supporting it. They're not
That's
like
true, yeah.
out front, you know. It's a step too far.
Can we start? Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the September 18th Santa Cruz Planning Commission meeting to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Gordon? Here. Kelly?
Here.
Kennedy?
Here.
McKelvey?
Here.
Thompson?
Here.
Lohamus? Dan?
Here. Are there any statements of disqualification from any members? I'm just going through the agenda. No? Okay. So now we'll move on to oral communications. This is the time on the agenda for any member of the public to address the commission on any item that's not on our agenda this evening. If there's anybody here to do that, please come forward. Okay, seeing no one, we can move on to our first item, which is the approval of the July 17th minutes. Do we have a motion?
I'll move to approve the minutes.
I'll move to second.
Great, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. So we can move on now to our main item tonight, item number 2. Is there a staff presentation?
Yes. Once it shows up on the screen, I can start. Good evening, Commissioners. I'm John Jezik, an Associate Planner with the Planning and Community Development Department. Today I'll be presenting 420 and 440 May Avenue. It's a general plan consistency item for a property transfer to the county. So currently under private ownership, the County of Santa Cruz has rented the buildings at 420 and 440 May Avenue for government functions, such as the Public Defender's Office, for several years. And on August 18th, 2025, the Planning Department received a letter from the County of Santa Cruz stating that they intend to purchase these two properties and continue the government office uses. The letter also indicated that only minor building upgrades are proposed for the site at this time, including roof repairs and minimal exterior changes. The California Government Code indicates that counties shall not acquire property for public purposes until the location, purpose, and extent of the acquisition has been submitted to the planning agency, which in this case is the Planning Commission, for a review of conformity with the general plan. And the state code further provides that the city has 40 days from the receipt of this letter to conduct the general plan review. If the city misses this deadline, then it's concluded that the property transfer would be in conformance with the general plan. And so this September 18th, 2025 meeting is within the 40-day timeline, so the Planning Commission has the ability to review the property transfer. For analysis, the property transfer is consistent with the Community Commercial General Plan designation because the Public Defender's Office serves the general needs of the community in that they provide a critical legal service to residents who cannot afford their own representation. And the property transfer is also consistent with a number of general plan policies like ED 4.2. The County of Santa Cruz is one of the city's largest employers, so this sale would ensure that government jobs are retained within the city. And also LU 3.2, the property transfer would also maintain existing lands currently designated and used for office space. The planning department was not able to find a valid zoning clearance or a use permit for the existing offices. However, per case law, the city cannot require the county to obtain a use permit for the Public Defender's Office because it carries out an essential government service. In terms of, since land use permitting authority would be transferred to the county with this property sale, the following conditions are only recommended to be incorporated for future county-led development projects. So the city wouldn't be able to directly apply these conditions to whatever permits the county would issue for resulting structures in the future. The subject properties are located within a sensitive archaeological area, so the city recommends that the county conduct archaeological testing prior to the start of any ground disturbance associated with development projects. And the properties may also contain heritage-sized trees. So the city recommends that the county preserve those trees as well as any front yard landscaping. So the recommendation is that planning staff recommend that the Planning Commission find that the location, purpose, and extent of the government and public agency use is consistent with the intent of the general plan and the zoning ordinance, should the recommended conditions in Exhibit A of the staff report be met. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions for staff before we move on to public? Okay, yeah, Commissioner McKelvey.
Just a question. I was looking, I feel like I read through this before, and there was something about the parking and the distance from high-quality transit. Is that still in here, or has it been removed?
I believe it's in the beginning section of the report, and it is within a 1/2 mile of a major transit stop and a high-quality transit corridor.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, oh, go ahead.
I mean, not that it matters because they have plenty of parking, but I do want to just get clear because I looked it up on the GIS and it looks like it's just shy of that. And I looked it up only because I thought it was within that. So is it within it or is it not within it? I mean, I have the map
Yeah.
up just because I just did it today, but I think it's just shy of it. And so the report states that
Oh, yeah.
it needs to maintain parking because it's outside of both of those, actually, major and what would be considered high quality.
Yeah, you're right. Taking a look further into it, it is just outside of that 1/2 mile buffer.
Okay. I mean, again, I don't feel like it has any bearing on it, but just so we're clear on on this detail.
Great. Yes, Commissioner McKelvey.
Just to follow up on that. So when I looked at the map, it looked like it was close to the stop that is on Water Street, but not in the direction of Ocean. Is that not within a 1/2 mile? Because it seemed like it was just like two properties from Water Street, and there was a bus stop there, just around the corner.
Yeah, I know that the major transit stop locations have been modified since earlier this year, where this property was likely inside of it at the beginning of the year, and then the HCD changed their interpretation of what a major transit stop is. So it could be the case that you're looking at like older maps.
Is it transit stop or transit line?
I believe it's a major transit stop.
Yeah, it's two. One would be high quality and one would be major. And so I clicked all of them and put it on the GIS, and I think it used to be, and then it has been remapped recently. So it's like unfortunately close in the event they wanted to do something more high density there in the future, but it is just right outside of it, unfortunately. For today.
For today, yes.
Just wait.
Yeah, things will change. Any other questions for staff? Okay, seeing none, we will open up to the public. If there's anyone from the public who'd like to address the commission on this item, please come forward at this time. Okay, seeing no one, we will close the public hearing and bring it back to the commission for action. Is there any discussion?
I don't think it's worth another condition, and it didn't seem like there were residential uses immediately adjacent to this parcel. But I would just request that you consider light spillage when you're next to, I think there's an apartment building there and that one kind of kitty corner. So it's very inexpensive. I'm sure you're doing it already, but just please make sure you're not blasting light into the neighbors' windows. And it's, as a comment, it's just great to see the county and city working together on stuff, and we should do more of this.
Anything else? Would anybody like, oh, yep.
I just want to clarify the transit stop question. So for AB 2097, we use the major transit stop layer and then any planned major transit stops. The high quality transit stop it does apply to some other parking reduction layers, but for specifically this one, it's just those two layers that we look at.
Is anyone willing to make a motion? Move this along?
I will move the staff recommendation.
I will second.
Great, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, that concludes that item. Now we just have a little bit of commission business to wrap up. Thank you for attending. So, do we have any information items?
Yes. Let's see, so I forgot my glasses, so I'm just, this is up as high as
Want to use mine?
For 1811 Mission, this is the Mission and Dufour Street project that was heard by the city council on August 9th. This is, city council heard the denial, or the city council denied the appeal of the planning commission decision and approved the project at that hearing. That approval included a new loading zone space at the parcel frontage, which I think this commission discussed briefly as well. And then there was direction to staff to work separately with the neighbors to ensure that that loading zone across Dufour is operating safely and how it's going to be enforced in the future. And then the Historic Preservation Commission met last night. They approved the renovations and expansions of the Natural History Museum. So that will be before this commission tentatively on October 16th. And then they also heard exterior tenant improvements at 418 Cedar. That's the old Pergolesi building downtown. And made some modifications to the recommendations, but approved that as well. And then finally, they approved 1927 Ocean Street, which is a relocation of the crematory for Santa Cruz Memorial. And that's going to be relocated to the rear of the site, and then the construction of like a storage building as well. So that was approved as well, and will come to this commission on October 2nd.
That's great. That's been in the works for a long time.
And then 528 Frederick Street, that's the northern site that was created from the northern portion of the Bible Church. That has a scheduled community meeting on August 22nd. That'll be from 6 to 7:30 p.m. That's for a 23-unit townhouse development.
September 22nd, I think.
Did I say October? Oh, yes. Yes, September. August would be too far away. And then this is just informational. There was a project that was proposed at 422 and 430 Meter Street. They had submitted a pre-application about a year ago for 97 townhouses. They have indicated that they're no longer pursuing that project. So we don't expect to see an application for that one.
Okay. Thank you.
One question on the Mission Street one. Were further balconies removed at the council level? Did I read that in the news? I can email you offline about this.
I don't recall the balconies being removed.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, we don't have any subcommittee reports or advisory body reports? Nope.
Well, I could say that the Sustainability and Resiliency Commission had our first meeting, and we kind of agreed on our general scope, and that's my update.
Great. And then we already talked about future agendas. Is there anything else on that to cover?
No, I think I went
Yep.
through everything.
Okay. So I believe that concludes our business. Am I correct? Okay, great. We're adjourned until October 2nd then. Thank you very much. 15 minutes.
It was like a ZA meeting.